We've got some breaking news to get to, Chicago Bears fans, but first, this is why you subscribe. 2 videos in one day, because when major news happens, we break it down for you. Of course, we cover the latest Chicago Bears rumors as well. Some game previews. We go live every Tuesday, 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 Central, and we go live for every single game. That's what we call them, live watch parties. Help us out. Subscribe. We're closing in on 37,000 subscribers, and with that being said, let's tell you about the Bears' brand new player. I am your host, Harrison Graham, here on Chicago Bears Now, and the breaking news is that Chicago has signed veteran pass rusher Bruce Irvin to I assume, a deal for the remainder of this season. I would be shocked if it was a multi-year deal. Irvin is signing with the Bears on this 1-year contract, and it's an interesting move, and I've got a lot of thoughts on it overall, because he basically has not played since 2019, only played in a couple of games this past season with the Seattle Seahawks. He hasn't been good since 2019. We'll talk about Khalil Mack later in the video, because it makes me wonder, is he more injured than we think? Is he going to miss some time? Because you don't sign veteran pass rusher Bruce Irvin unless it's one of two things. One, you think he can really help, or you've got an injury. And obviously, Khalil Mack has been hurt. Ian Rappaport had the news first. Veteran pass rusher Bruce Irvin has signed with the Bears. According to a source, with Khalil Mack banged up, some help is on the way at the edge position. So, a lot of more thoughts to come. But first, do you like the Bruce Irvin signing? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Get your votes in down in the comment section. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either, and here's why. You look at his last 5 seasons, as he has certainly bounced around a little bit in the NFL. With Seattle last year, 2 games, 5 tackles, no sacks, didn't play much, had some injuries. 2019 with Carolina looked pretty good, had 6.5 sacks. 2018 had 6.5 sacks. 2017 had 8 sacks. 2016 had 7 sacks. He's been a productive player throughout his career, but we haven't seen this in 2 years from Bruce Irvin. So I just wonder, why are you signing as a 3-6 football team a guy well into his 30s? I get it, Travis Gibson hasn't really stepped up and been that guy for you with Khalil Mack out, but this is a puzzling one. I'll be curious to see how much Bruce Irvin has left in the tank. So give me your one-word reaction to the Bears signing Bruce Irvin. I will give you my one-word reaction after this YouTube ad break. So if you get hit with this ad break, reply to the pinned comment with your one-word reaction to the Bears signing Bruce Irvin. My one word, I guess, is depth. I mean, they're certainly a little thin with Khalil Mack hurt. You lost Jeremiah Attachu earlier in the season. So, your edge position has been a little thin. Luckily, Robert Quinn has been able to play at a pretty high level this year. But Travis Gibson hasn't really popped in that starting role opposite of Quinn. So I think we'll see Bruce Irvin get an opportunity at that edge position for the Chicago Bears. Your pass rush in general has been banged up with Khalil Mack and Akiem Hicks missing some time throughout this season. Irvin, like I said, he has been a DNP this year. He has not played up to this point in the season. He's been productive in the past. It's 2021. I don't really know what to make of this. He's a depth piece, but this would seem more – it would make more sense if the Bears were in a major contending situation. They're 3-6. They're not dead in the water, but a loss to Baltimore on Sunday. This team's 3-7. What does Bruce Irvin really help you for the future? Nothing. He's into his 30s now. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Want to shout out today's sponsor. That, of course, is our good friends over at BetUS, the best sportsbook partner in the world, because they give you that awesome 125% deposit bonus. Go to chatsports.com/Bears. Use our promo code BEARDOWN. That's BEARDOWN, all one word, at chatsports.com/Bears. This Bears-Ravens game has gotten interesting because Baltimore was 6.5-point favorites, but now that number has shifted to just 4.5 in the last couple of days. The over-under has hovered between 44 and 46, currently sits at 45.5. If you want to make some money on this game or any other NFL game, chatsports.com/Bears. Use our promo code BEARDOWN. It's all one word, BEARDOWN, when you get going with BetUS. So let's kind of ponder Khalil Mack, right? You're wondering, why are you signing Bruce Irvin? Well, maybe Khalil Mack's going to miss some more time. He's missed the last couple of games. He's been dealing with a foot injury, which It hasn't really been clear exactly the severity of that. There's some chatter. There's a broken bone in there. It's a sprain. Hard to know. He's missed the last 2 games, and, of course, with the bye week, so he hadn't played in 3 weeks. He has still not practiced this week, so I would guess with this Irvin signing, he's probably not going to play, at least for this week. I don't think Irvin will play this week either, by the way. I don't know if he can get up to speed by Sunday against Baltimore. But this Irvin signing makes me wonder, like, is Khalil Mack going to miss several games? Could he go on IR at this point? I hope that doesn't happen, but maybe the foot's not healing. Maybe he needs a procedure done. Maybe they wanted to give him 2 or 3 weeks to just rest it, and it's not getting better. And if that's the case, that is not good for Chicago whatsoever, because this defense without Khalil Mack has not been the same the past couple of weeks. He was balling out early in the year with that foot injury before the Bears shut him down for a couple weeks. He had 6 sacks in 7 weeks, 6 TFLs as well. He was setting that edge, which would have been critical against the Baltimore Ravens team led by Lamar Jackson as they run that read option scheme. But I think it's safe to assume he's not going to play this week. So if he's out for an extended period of time, that's not good, which could lead us to believe that is why they signed Bruce Irvin. Now, I'm not sitting here reporting that Khalil Mack's going to miss several weeks, but you got to connect dots sometimes, right? Why are you signing a vet like Bruce Irvin as a 3-6 football team unless you have a major injury? Maybe that's what's happening here with the Bears. We're in that rumor range, right? 2 smoking Jays, but I think it's fair to speculate about Khalil Mack at this point. So how many more games do you think that Khalil Mack will miss for the Chicago Bears? Go ahead and guess it down in the comments. I'd say at least a couple, right? I mean, the Irvin signing is a weird one if we're being completely honest, and it makes me wonder if Khalil Mack's going to miss more time. I'll say 2 to 3 games. You guys can guess down in the comments. But there's still a game to be played. Khalil Mack likely won't play in it. I'm pretty confident that Bruce Irvin won't play in this game on Sunday. That'd be a quick turnaround as the Bears host the Baltimore Ravens at Soldier Field this Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central Time. We, of course, will be live here on Chicago Bears Now for that matchup. But Bears are going to have to go to war with what they got in a do-or-die game, right? You lose, you go to 3-7, you're done. You're not making the playoffs at that point. If you win, you're at least alive at 4-6 for one of those final 2 playoff spots. Predict the score for us, Bears versus the Ravens. Let us know who you think is going to win, and let us know what you think the final score will be. I think the Ravens won a close one, 24-20, but I do think the Bears will have a chance, assuming Justin Fields continues to play well. So predict the score for us right now. And the news of the day, Bruce Irvin has signed with the Chicago Bears. I'm fascinated. I will say that. The Bears are rarely boring. Who knows what this will end up turning out to be, but just keep in mind, played 2 games last year, hasn't played this year. So hard to know what Bruce Irvin's going to be able to bring to the table. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're about to sign off for today's breaking news video, but that's what we do here. We're trying to get to 37,000 subs. Spread the word. Share the link with a friend, youtube.com/BearsNow. More videos. We'll have a couple of mailbags before kickoff on Sunday. Then, of course, we will be live for Bears versus Ravens. So join us then and subscribe.